Welcome on into the Purpose in the Playlist podcast. We're here with JWoodz. Welcome on in.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? To start by, if someone doesn't know who you are, um, who are you, and how has your relationship with God come into play in your music career?
Man, I'm from Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. My name is JWoodz. My artist name. Originally from California, but I moved here in Texas like in '04. So you might as well say I'm a Texan now. Born in California, raised in Texas, pretty much. My music has always been influenced by God. I've been a Christian all my life. My mom had me in church since I was little. So yeah, I've been a believer for a very long time. But I feel like I really got into following Christ for myself when I was in high school with the youth group that I was in. I really kind of got a chance to encounter God for myself and chose to kind of follow Him for myself and lead that out fully from what I was already doing in my life. So yeah, God definitely influences my gifts, man. If it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't have this talent. So why should I use it for the world?
Yeah, yeah. So was it always Christian music that you were making
Yeah,
then? That's
yeah.
awesome.
It's
That's
always
great.
been yeah, it's always been CHH for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you talked about you know growing up in church and that impacting your music. How has your walk with Christ grown over the years? Is there like a moment where maybe things change? I know, like I grew up in church. I was a Christian my whole life. It took until I was in high school or graduating high school to to take it seriously and make my faith my own, and not just because my parents say, "Hey, go to church."
Yeah, most definitely. Like I was saying, when I got into high school is when I really
Yeah,
kind of really had that encounter with God, where I felt His presence for myself and really wanted to seek Him more, especially with the mentorships that I had through my high school career. With my church that I was at in my youth group, started serving,
yeah.
started to do creative arts in the church and stuff like that. So that's when I really experienced the Lord for myself and really wanted to start taking it serious in regards to like my craft and then who I
Yeah.
am and choosing to follow Christ for the rest of my life. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of where that started for me too.
Yeah, it's great. So how long have you been making music, like, to put out there? I'm sure you might be have been singing since you were a little kid or whatever it might be, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've been actually doing music for about 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, ten
Yeah.
years. When my son was little, he was like 5 or 6 months when me and my wife had our first child, and that's when I started to kind of really make music. I was doing stuff in high school and kind
Yeah.
of in my church a little bit, but I really start learning how to write, how to record myself, and all these different things. About 10 years ago, so I've been heavily making music since then.
Gotcha. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, how has that grown? I know you've been doing it for 10 years, and reading up on your Spotify bio and stuff like that, it sounds like you've had some cool opportunities to open up for some pretty big names. And now
Yeah,
making freshman class, which is awesome. Rapszilla
yeah.
Freshman Class.
Yeah, man. Man, so yeah, I've done like, reading my bio, that's a little bit of glimpse of what I've done. And there's been so much more things that God has blessed me with to be able to do from, working, collabing with different artists,
Yeah.
doing shows with different people that I would never think that I would even have an opportunity to be on the same stage as. So those items are cool, man. But, more so with my growth, with my sound growth, with who I am, kind of finding my identity
Mm-hmm.
as JWoodz has really been something that I've been growing over the last 2 years. And I would say since for like the last 5.5, 6 years, I've really kind of seen what that looks like for me. And I've just been going forward and pressing forward with what God has for me. I actually was signed to a label for a little bit for about 2 years called Lula Street Records out of Nashville, Tennessee. Really, really cool. A little small boutique CCM label, which was signed to Integrity Music, which is a pretty big CCM label in the Nashville area. So that's who I was under for a little bit. So I kind of learned a little bit more about the game, a little bit more about how it works on the other side for business industry and stuff like that, building networking and stuff like that with different artists and different people and execs and all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely been doing a lot, man. It's been a lot in my journey. I also own my own festival called Get the Summer Fest. Been doing it for over 5 years now,
Oh, cool.
building platforms for other artists to be able to grow and flourish. And some of the newer guys that people have maybe never heard, have been able to give opportunities to come out to do that as well. So we've definitely been growing with that, doing a lot of cool stuff with that with my team, and just kind of
Yeah.
allowing God to use, bro. That's kind of really the name of the game at this point. Let go, and let God. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. So that festival you run, is it mostly CHH or all types of Christian music or
Yeah, it's mostly CHH. We've had some R&B singers,
okay.
R&B Christian R&B singers come out. We've had sometimes we'll have worship bands at some of the events that we have. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like the whole aspect. But yes, it is a Christian, independent Christian hip hop festival in Dallas Fort Worth.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't think we're having it this year, but the last couple of years I helped with the music festival in my town. And I helped with it the year before. Then last year I came on board and helped like plan it. And man, I didn't realize how much work goes into that.
It's a lot, man. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
It's
and
a
we're
lot.
just we do it completely free for the it's an outreach that we do. But
Nice.
we bring in big like we had social club this year, so like
Oh wow, that's
big
awesome.
big names. We've had Colton Dixon, people like that. So, but yeah, it's definitely a lot. So I know
Yeah.
that's a ton. I'm sure being in the space and getting to we were kind of brand new to it. We were just Christians trying to put on something, so we didn't really understand all of the sound
Yeah.
stuff and uh but
Yeah.
yeah, it's that probably helps as well.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work, a lot
Yeah.
of patience, and a lot of trial and error, bro. That's really what it is. So
Yeah.
kudos, man. More to you guys on that, man. Yeah, we've done it for 5 years. We're taking a break this year, but we're revamping for 2027 just to kind of get our ducks in a row for where we want our vision to land and where how far we want to go through with everything. We just want to make sure it is all in line with
Yeah.
what God has and kind of where we want to go for the next 10 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
That's awesome.
that's really yeah,
That's yeah. We're taking a break this year too, most likely because of same a lot. There's some burnout and just trying to
yeah,
figure out where we're gonna take it from here and what that looks like. Is it still a music festival? Is it more outreach stuff? Whatever it might be. But that's not the point. But yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's definitely a cool experience and like getting to just hang out backstage with Marty and Fern was just such a cool.
that's
I
awesome.
met them at the car to help them bring out, and I was the only one on the board who listens to CHH. Everybody else is like worship and that type of stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
uh, we got to the car, and I kind of had like a fangirl moment. I was like, "Yo, Fern,
That's
we've
okay.
messaged on Instagram," and I was like, "I run this page." He's like, "Cool, man. Can you carry my bag?" But
That's
they
funny.
were still great dudes, and like
Yeah,
uh loved hanging out with them. And then I got to see them at another concert, and they were like, "Yo, it's our guy." So that was a
yeah,
cool experience. Like see these people on like they're humans. They're just like
yeah,
But and
yeah,
I'm sure like with some of the people you've gotten to perform with, you've had those experiences.
yeah, yeah,
Of yeah, they're just humans.
yeah.
Um,
Facts.
so what does making Rapszilla Freshman Class mean to you?
Man, really, it's crazy that that's even happened. As long as I've been doing it, sometimes I don't feel like I'm a freshman because I've been around for so long and done a
Yeah,
lot of different things and got a chance to network with a lot of people. But it just shows me that the work that I've done over the years is really not necessarily starting to pay off. It is, but it shows that like if you stay consistent and stay faithful, what God has for you, doors will open up. And for me, man, really what it means to me, I put it in my questions that they were asking. It just really shows me that I have a responsibility as an artist in this space to really lead out and really lead people to Christ.
yeah,
And I'm not responsible for souls. That's not my job. But I'm responsible with the gift that God has given me to lead people to Christ, to open the doors, and to plant a seed. Because that's
yeah,
all we're here for. We're seed planters. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And we allow God to grow it. And sometimes if you water the seed with bad water, it can be malnourished. It can grow wrong and grow really weird and start growing branches it's not supposed to grow. So that is my job to make sure I have good soil and good seeds to be able
Yeah.
to be able to sow into the next person. So that's what Rapszilla Freshman means to me the most. Is just being that person that our space needs. Be one of the voices in the space that can really lead people to Christ. You know what I'm saying, and really keep that notion moving forward.
Yeah, that's great. That you're right about, like, it's almost like you just made a parable about the seeds and the soil and stuff like that. That's definitely what we're called to do, and planting those seeds and let God do the watering, let God grow that seed. But just
Yeah.
just plant the seeds, and I was talking to a guy today about how, like, we may never see those seeds, we may never see the growth that happens on
Yeah.
this earth, but all we're called to is just keep planting, just
Hmm.
letting people know we're Christians by the way we act and the way we talk, and that's great to hear that means so much to you that you're able to put it on a next level.
Yeah.
Actually, I was recording with Adigo, who's also a
Oh,
freshman,
nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we were getting ready to record, and we were recording on Discord that day, and Pierre's in my Discord, and Pierre saw that Adigo was joining, and it was before we started recording, he jumped in and was like, "Hey, you guys aren't live, you guys aren't recording yet, right?" And we were like, "No," and that was the day you guys had all found out.
Oh, wow.
And so he was like, also our boy JWoodz made it too. So I felt a little special that I had got that little bit of
Yeah.
the inside. I mean, I'd already had Yaki on, so he was like, "Yeah, Yaki
Yeah.
made it," and there's like, and the boy JWoodz. So there's
That's what's
some
up.
there's some hitters in that group. Like
Yeah,
that's
man.
a
It's a nice little solid group for
yeah,
sure.
XXL freshman
Uh huh.
2016 was huge. XXL
Hmm.
2026 or Rapzilla 2026.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, and actually Sticks, I had him on last. I met him at a school. He came to a
Oh, wow.
school about 3 years ago. He was the drummer for the band that was
Wow.
playing, and he opened for them and then drummed with them, and
That's
that
awesome.
concert actually opened a ton of doors for me in my ministry.
Wow.
We
Praise God.
that launched a Fellowship of Christian Athletes program at a school, which now has launched another FCA and an after school program. So just that and so to see when I saw him make the list, I was like, no way, this is awesome. Uh,
That's
so
awesome. Yeah,
so
that's awesome,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's real
So
awesome.
do you perform a lot at, like, schools or youth groups and stuff
So
like that?
I haven't tapped in with schools. I
Yeah,
actually been talking to a buddy of mine that does school ministry. He does travel to different places all over the country to do
yeah,
school. My schedule just hasn't been able to line up with his in regards
understood.
to the school stuff because obviously I work a 9 to 5 job. I'm not a full time artist, so
Yeah,
being able to get off during the week is kind of hard if I don't plan it out properly. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I can't pick up and go up to a school like on a Wednesday or Thursday. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard. It's hard to just do that. So I haven't got a chance to really lock in, but I for sure will get into the schools pretty soon once the timing lines out and we can get something going. But for me right now, I've been doing a lot of different stuff at like youth ministries and different churches for different events, outreach stuff, festivals, you name it, shows,
Yeah,
opening up for other artists, stuff like that. Come through, putting on my own shows with my summer fest, and
yeah.
put on my own shows, standalone shows, bringing other artists on to open up for me, and that's kind of like the whole name and game that I've been doing for a very long time now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you messaged me that you have a project or a song coming out Friday.
Yeah, I sure do, man. It's
Yeah.
called La Familia, man. It's going to be dope. The song is pretty much entitled in regards to like my family, just different things that I've gone through in life that I've experienced growing up. I kind of let some of that out on this record,
Mm.
just showing the value of what it really means to really hold your family members close and loving on your loved ones, and taking the time to really cherish those moments that you have because
Yeah.
tomorrow is not promised for us. You know what I mean? So, especially me being a father and a husband, it's really important that I every day I find a way to cherish every moment I have, when I'm at home, and present with my family. So that's the song that's coming out, man. This Friday is gonna be dope. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's great. That's when you sent that to me. You said like a reminder to hug your loved ones and like every day, and like to let them know you appreciate it. It really hit me hard in 2025. My family went through some rough private situations, but some rough situations, and that definitely was something that was like important to us. Like since then, my dad like texts me about once a week, just being like, "Hey man, hope you're doing okay.
That's awesome.
We're here if you need you. I'm proud of you." He's texted me, "I'm proud of
Wow.
you," often. So
Wow.
I'm must have great parents, but like I also live 4 hours away from my family,
Oh,
so
okay.
like that part of not when we're going through these struggles, being far away, not being able to hug them, not
Yeah.
but just those phone calls,
That's
and then
tough.
when I do get to hug them, it like means so much. So I'm excited to hear that song. This is actually going to come out. This podcast will come out Thursday morning, so I guess
Nice.
tonight,
Yeah.
as you're listening to this, get ready for La Familia. Is that what you said the title's called?
Yes, sir. La
Yeah.
Familia.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and just family and like you said, we never know. We never know when it
Yeah.
is. Like, I mean, I remember I had just moved away from my family when when Kobe passed, and
Mm.
as you could tell, like I'm a big basketball fan,
I was
and
about
I
to say,
took
yeah, man. You got Jordan, you got James, you got Kobe on there. That's dope.
yeah. Then I took a nap after church and I woke up to so many text messages being like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I had just moved out to Ohio, so I was like, "Is some like natural disasters happening in Ohio?" I get on my
Yeah.
phone and jumped in.
What part of Ohio are you in?
I'm Eastern Ohio, East
Okay.
Northeast Ohio, so about an hour from Pittsburgh,
Okay.
just south of Youngstown.
Nice, nice. I've been to Cleveland before, man.
Okay,
Twice actually. So
it's about
I
an hour
might,
and a half. Yeah.
I might be back down there pretty soon for an event. So I'll definitely keep you posted on that.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. But
But yeah,
yeah,
with the Kobe situation, you were saying people were
yeah,
calling you just asking to see
yeah.
what was
They were
going
just
on.
calling it like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know, like what's going on." So like, I get on my
Yeah,
phone and like, I just see like all this stuff about Kobe passing, and then like
yeah,
the world being like, "Hey, hug your family." Like you never know. And I think like as Christians, that's how we should live. Like we
right.
should live that any moment could be our last. Like you
Yeah,
know, we could get in a car and something tragic happen. We could just like a health issue could spring up on us like that. Jesus could come back. You never know.
yeah.
But
Never know.
we we as Christians we should live every day like it's our last. Like one of the last things I got to say to my grandfather was when he was dying. He was in hospice, and I visited him, and I asked him how he was doing, and he said he was ready to go home to the Lord. He was a super strong Christian, ready to go home to the Lord, ready to get rid of this pain, but he wasn't ready to say goodbye to us yet.
Mm,
And so we had the conversation, and I said, "Well, this isn't a goodbye. Like you've witnessed well. Everyone in this house, like I'm certain, is going to heaven.
yeah,
This is a see you later." And we should live. And I said, and everyone who's met you, like as people were coming through the house that week to say their goodbyes, like everyone was saying how much of a man of Christ he was. I said, you lived your life well, and you've witnessed well. You planted those seeds. You've done everything you can here.
yeah.
So it's a see you later. It's not a goodbye, and that's kind of like from that moment on, that kind of became my motto in life. Like never
Hmm.
say goodbye. Always say see you later. Like that. It could be the last time I see somebody, but on
Yeah,
this earth. But I want to witness to well that I see them again in heaven. That I have tried to reach them, not just oh yeah, there's that friend. I'll try to reach. He's not living for Christ, but I'll talk to him at a different time. Like no, now's the time.
yeah,
So yeah, I had a pastor friend who said that he tries to end every sermon in an altar call because he doesn't want to get to heaven and God be like, hey. There's a guy ready to give his life to the Lord, but you didn't give him the chance. And so he's like, I always end with that because we want to, and now I always end with it.
yeah.
But that's great.
Yeah, man.
So you said that you grew up in the church. been doing music for 10 years. Who are some influences in the CHH space, or even like secular music, if you listen to that at all,
Yeah.
who have
So
impacted you?
so obviously, I didn't really know much about Christian hip hop music
Yeah.
until I got into high school. In my youth group I was going to, my youth pastor was bumping Lecrae, Tadashi, Trip Lee, Andy Mineo, KB. Like I didn't really get into Christian hip hop until KB's first album came out. And I started kind of like backtracking, hearing Lecrae's music. My first song that I heard from Lecrae was "Far Away," and that touched me a lot because like even being a believer all my life, I felt like I was kind of rebelling, and
Mm.
I think that's kind of normal for a lot of people, especially when they're trying to figure out who they are and who you are, and being young, it's like, oh, I want to go out and go to these parties that my friends are going to,
Mm.
on the weekend, or, oh, I want to go do this or do that, so just listening to that song really made me like understand how much I needed God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how important it was to really follow Christ. And that's kind of when I got introduced to Christian hip hop. Every Wednesday, I would hear the music and kind of find out what artist is what and look them up and start listening to them, stuff like that. But in regards to before that, a lot of my inspirations came from a lot of like Kanye West, Lupe Fiasco. I used to be a huge Jay-Z fan until I started to realize a lot of stuff is going on in the world. I'm like, yeah, I don't want anything to be a part of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But long story short, man, I'm just a hip hop head. I grew up on a lot of the artists that a lot of people know in the space that have done really great things in the rap space. So like I just grew up. I embodied the sound of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say, oh, I graduated. No, I was birthed in hip. I was birthed in hip hop. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at it. At least for a lot of my inspirations and stuff that I pull from when it comes to writing music or just the sounds that I go for. And one of my bigger inspirations in our space right now would be KB. I love his sound. I love his delivery. I love how that man, creates music and really glorifies God. You can tell on camera and off camera and through his music that man loves Christ. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's no doubt about it. You can never say KB doesn't love Jesus. If anyone ever had anything bad to say about KB, it's probably about his cooking or something. I don't know, but it's definitely not about his relationship with Christ. So yeah, man, that's definitely one person I would say that I've been really inspired by throughout the years when it comes to writing my music and just kind of creating spaces for creativity.
Yeah, for sure. KB's also an insane performer. Like
Oh
I've
yeah,
gotten a chance to
bro.
see him in concert a couple
Oh
times. Like
yeah,
he does a thing with the jacket where he like,
one of my favorite performers, man.
yeah,
He's insane.
yeah. One year I grew up in Pennsylvania, and there's a huge music festival in my hometown called Uprise
Uprise,
Music
yeah,
Fest.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I grew up like less than a mile from
Oh
Uprise,
wow,
and so like our house would shake when Uprise was happening. But I was
oh
always
wow.
there. Like my dad would complain, he was like, "I'm trying to sleep and the house is shaking." But yeah, at Uprise one year, this was like 2015. Uh, I was I was supposed to miss KB. I had like a soccer game or like a soccer fundraiser or something that I couldn't go, and I tried to get out of it, and I was like to my coach like, please, and he was like, nah, you have to be here. So I show up. Well, then I like see on Instagram that he got delayed and that he
Mm,
was gonna be on later, and I was like, oh, sick. So I get there, and they're like, yeah, he got moved to the like the stage that was only like for like the smaller bands, and like
hmm
this was just like our fairground our fairground bandstand. Like there was nothing separating like him from us except for like some plants. Like that was it. Like there were some bushes like knee
Yeah,
like ankle high bushes. That was all that was keeping us from like getting on the stage. And
yeah.
like he came up and like put his hand out, and like I had my hand out, he grabbed my hand and just rapped to me, and I might have held his hand a little too long. But I got a chance to meet him afterwards and talk to him, and just such a great or cool dude. I mean, I've
Yeah,
not spent
man.
more time than like walking through a merch line with him, but
Yeah.
uh, was you could tell how genuine he was, and like even in the conversation, like there was another artist that year who I met, and he was like, no pictures or no pictures, just autographs and keep moving. And now,
Man, I get, I don't know, man. I feel like I get there's times where you gotta protect your space when it comes to like places you go into to do your job as an
yeah,
artist, But man, I don't know. Like I've always been the type tourist. Like I always been bred, especially with performing a lot and meeting different people and networking. Man, like the people that come to these shows are the ones that are paying you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're the ones who are buying your merch. They're the ones who are taking the time to go stream your music. Like go hang out with them.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you have to be out there the whole time and miss your set or like get so sidetracked to where you get around the wrong person and you get jumped or something. Like, you know what I mean? Because they didn't
yeah,
like you or something. They just, whatever. But I mean, be a personable person. I mean, that's what Jesus did when he was in places. There were times where his disciples kept people from him, but people still found a way to get close to him. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
he was friendly with them. He was never mean to them. So it's like, as ministers of music, which we are, it's ministry through the gospel, and doing rap for Christ, man. It's through our ministry, and it's our purpose, and it's our duty, to be kind to people. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And it's our duty to, get to know people, because you never know who you're meeting, man. You never
yeah,
know who like who you're talking to. Like you're doing a podcast now, man. Your podcast can take off and be so viral to where everyone wants to be on there.
yeah,
And then the artist that you met a year ago, whoever this artist is that may have treated you wrong, asked you to be on here, like, nah, I'm good, I don't want you on my podcast.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you never know who you're meeting, man. So
yeah,
it's very important to be personal with people wherever you go. That's how I've always been, man. So,
yeah.
but
This was the
back.
I agree and I appreciate that. That's the only somewhat negative experience I had, and I promise that guy's not going to ask me to be on my podcast. And I would say yes
Hey, man.
immediately. But listening to his music and his like persona, like I don't even think he would care that I say it's NF.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's
Like,
funny.
and it wasn't
That's
so
funny.
like he's not outgoing. Like his music is that he is like a
He's
quieter
extroverted.
person, and like
He's
it
introverted.
wasn't out of care. Like it didn't surprise me at all, and it wasn't him. It was his security guard next to him saying like, "Come on, keep it moving."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like that was also the persona he put on. But yeah, if NF wants to come on, he's got a free pass. I forgive him. But then like this year at Uprise, I met Hovey. And his security guy was like, "Hey, no more picture or no more autographs, just pictures and keep it moving." Well, then it was 1 year since the album Cry came out, and they were trying to push. They had one last vinyl of it, and I said, "If I buy it, can I get it signed?" And Hovey turned and said, "Absolutely, I'll sign it." And he took time to just talk to me, and even though his security was like, "Come on, keep it moving," but the security guy was like, "Yeah, if you buy this last album of Cry, you can get it signed." So
That's
I obviously
funny.
bought it. Look, or Hovey had heard this conversation, was like, "I only signed one other one a year of Cry, so
Wow.
technically I got a one of two signed Hovey record."
Wow.
So but it's my only vinyl. It was my first vinyl, and I'm like, do I get another one or do I just keep the collection like signed vinyls?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
but
awesome.
but yeah, there's been some like I met Aha Gazelle and he was like anyone else waiting in line? And I was like, yeah, I'm here. I was like I was the last one, and I was like, yeah, I'm here. So he goes, all right, I don't want to miss you, but I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. But he wanted to make sure he got to see everybody, and like for the
Yeah.
most part, that's the experience I've had, which is great.
Yeah. Aha's a good people,
You know,
man.
I
I've
understand
been
that
a.
some people are introverts and that's not them, and I've seen some of them, and you know, they
Yeah.
when they're out there, but then they might not stay out there that long.
Yeah.
I understand that could be draining, um, but you know, and everyone that's been like that, I'm like, you can tell from their music, like, yeah, that makes sense. So like their
Yeah.
online persona, it's not like anything they're hiding. Uh,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
cool thing with the NF one was it was before he was known. Like I think
Oh
Mansion
wow.
had just come out.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
there was like he was not on the main stage. He was like 50 to maybe 100 people in the audience. So that still a cool experience. Still one of the coolest ones I've gotten to
Facts.
meet. But
Facts. That's awesome.
yeah, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Open invite. I know he doesn't necessarily call himself CHH anymore, but open invite NF. But yeah, do you have you are you working on an album? Is this La Familiar part of an album or just a single, or you're not
Man,
releasing that yet?
right now, me and my team we're working on some different stuff right now, some branding stuff. We're not going through. I'm not going through a rebrand, but I'm just going through like a refresher.
Yeah.
Kind of going through some stuff, checking out some things. But for right now, I've just been kind of on the single on the single run.
Yeah.
I feel like I really want to build my fan base back up, build my fan base in an area where I feel like it's time to do an album. You might see some EPs from me for the next couple years, but album wise, I don't think I'm ready for another one. I dropped my first album in 2020. It was cool, but like the more I've learned about the music industry and the business, man, like a lot of people just want the music, and just want to get to know you. And if they don't know you, they're not gonna listen to the whole album. You know what I mean? And unless you're a fan of that person or you're a loved one, like you're not gonna sit there and listen to every song. You're gonna find what song you like and star it, and then those are the ones that you're gonna go back to.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that get playlisted. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, man, I don't feel like I'm in a position, and I know people have different mixed emotions, and I've seen a lot of other artists and other music producers talk about this, and it just clicked because that's kind of how I was feeling. I don't think I'm in a space where an album makes sense
Yeah.
to put all this work into it when you're still in discovery mode and when you're still in growing mode, where it's like you're trying to build a solid fan base. Because once you build a solid fan base, those are the ones that will actually buy your music and buy your album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you have a like if you have 200 followers that actually follow you on everything you do, that's 200 sales right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's more than enough. And it's just like, man, I just don't feel I'm in a position to where it makes sense to do it.
Yeah.
But I know everyone has their opinions. Everyone wants to make an album, put a whole body of work because people love bodies of work. I get
Yeah.
it. But I even with me, I don't listen to a whole album unless I know the artist or
Yeah.
unless I like the artist or I'm very intrigued and interested to see what people are talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So
I
that's
feel
just
that.
that's just kind of where I'm at, man. But
Yeah.
definitely gonna have singles from me. Every month hitting people left and right with new music every month.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
that's what I've been doing so far since the end of last year. I've just been trucking them on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and unless it's like telling a story, like we mentioned NF, like his stuff I'll sit and listen to. Like I actually have a playlist that's all of his songs in order from like all of his albums that I'll just listen to. Like I'll take like a
Yeah,
week and just listen to that on repeat because it tells a
yeah,
story from start to finish. And he came on here and talked a little bit about his unfinished album, but like Pierre sent me his album he's working on, and like tells a story, and that I'll sit and listen to it from beginning to end. And the two songs he's released have been like I've really enjoyed. But other than that, like you're right, like there's songs that I'll find from an album, put on my playlist, and if there's like five songs or three or four songs from an album that I'm putting on my playlist, like that's an amazing album. But then there's songs on that album that I might never hit. Like I'll listen to it on release day, but I might never get
hit it
back to
again.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, for sure that definitely makes a lot of sense. Do you record a lot of your own music then? You say that you used to be on
Yeah,
a
man.
label.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
record a lot of my music on my own. Even when I was signed, obviously, I do a lot of my recording at home. Then I send off my stuff for mix and mastering and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I do go to a local studio out here
Okay.
with a really dope engineers. Worked with a lot of different people
Yeah.
um, in the music industry. So yeah, man, that's kind of how I've been working.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do any of your own production, or that's all like the
Man, so
engineering?
I used to try to do beat making and being a producer, but it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah.
I really like the idea. I really like the offset position of creating vocals
Yeah.
and recording raps. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing, man. But I do kind of dabble in sometimes some mixing and mastering. Like some of these songs, I've been dropping have been mixed and mastered by me. So
Nice.
it's
That's
been
sick.
it's been pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's an artist I found on TikTok who is like every snippet he puts out is insane. But he's like, yeah, I can't make it to I can't make. I gotta go all the way to Nashville. He's actually in Texas as well to record anything. So it
Hmm.
takes a while to put this stuff out. And actually, I was on the phone with my cousin the other day. I was like, dude, you gotta check this dude out. My cousin was like, I told him like his name is Gabe Von Oven. Um,
Okay.
he's very talented. Not as much CHH, kind of like a mix of like Forrest Frank and Josiah Queen, like
Okay.
which plays right now.
Right. 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 Right.
But he only has 2 songs out, and I was telling my cousin that, and I said like this Gabe Van Oven guy, and he said send me him. So I sent him, and he was like, oh. GBV, I work with him. So I was like,
That's
no way.
funny.
So I was like, no way. He doesn't even have an Instagram because I was like, I've been considering reaching out to him to get him on the pod, and he was like, let me text him. But I also know my cousin's work schedule. They work at a camp. They're crazy busy. They don't even really have much time to work on. But
Yeah.
like I was like, really in this day of age, you have to get to a studio. I'm sure like that's better, but I've talked to a lot of people who do it in their houses,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe he just doesn't have those equipment, which is also fair. Like
Yeah.
I said, I know he's busy,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely if you're listening to this, definitely tap into Gabe Von
Gabe
Oven,
Van Allen. Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
check him out.
yeah. He's Dallas Fort Worth area. Like I mean, the camp they work at's like an hour and a half from Dallas, so
Oh
not
wow.
that similar area.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
looking for,
Facts.
I know he works at summer camp, so he might not be free for your music festival. Well, you're not having it this year,
Yeah.
but someone to check out for sure.
Most definitely.
Very, very, very cool to see that type of stuff. I love finding people and sending them
Yeah.
like, I like it. I like building a relationship with people where they're like, okay, you recommended this guy, he must be good.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
like, and it goes back
Facts.
to like my friends and I being like, yo, you got to check this NF guy out. Like, he's about to have mansions out, or like, yo, check out this guy. He just posted with Lecrae. He doesn't even have an album out on. He doesn't even have a song out on Spotify yet, but he's got these like snippets. His name's Holvey. Like finding guys on the ground floor has always been like something I've enjoyed doing. So you talked about like you also enjoy putting people on. Who's someone you can put us on to? You got any?
Yeah, I do got a few people, man. I can definitely send them to you. Some
Yeah.
different people. I know you. I know you did something with my bro Kid Prince recently.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely will get some more people involved. Can definitely get you a list of artists, especially someone out here that are really dope. That really their story can be really used to
Yeah.
bring people to Christ, man. So I'll definitely send you some people, bro.
Sounds good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. My brother has been trying to find someone I haven't found on TikTok. He'll send them to me. And
Really?
some of them I've known, but or most of them I've known, and like the one I was like, this sounds familiar, but I don't know. Then I looked and I followed him on Instagram.
Mm,
Uh but then the one he sent me was Dawn Ready, and I was like,
done
come on.
ready?
I was like, dude, come on, get better. Step it up, like, but like he pretty much only knows like the big guys. Like he really
Yeah.
only listens to like the I don't even think he listens to Hovey much, like the KBs, the Lecrae's and stuff like that. But he's more of a country guy, so like I send
Gotcha.
him Josiah Queen, I send him uh Lost and Found, like things like that when I find them. The
Mm,
Gay Von Oven, I'll send him that.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's been cool for him to try to. So I like to ask people who can you put on to make his job a little bit harder. But
Yeah, bro. I got you. I'll definitely send you some some
yeah, for
some
sure.
people.
And like I love finding people on the ground floor. Like I said, like they're also the ones uh pull back the corner a little bit that are going to respond to me. Like
Yeah.
Hovey's not jumping on yet.
Yeah.
Eventually maybe, but right now that's not happening. So I started this podcast just reaching out to young Drew.
Oh wow.
And
Your boy Drewski.
he's been insane. Like he's sent me some guys like, yo, you gotta get Pierre on, you gotta get Kins on. Like he put me on to probably about half of the freshman class.
Oh wow,
So,
wow.
um, so I was like, yeah, for sure. And then some bigger guys that he was like, hey, if you want to try to get them, like, I've got it. I can work on some of them. I'm like, all right, Drew. So, definitely some of those are in the works, but I also just love hearing guys who aren't quite known because it's both beneficial. Like,
Yeah,
everyone following me knows Hovey. Uh,
yeah,
everyone following me knows the Cray, but they might not know. They might not know JWoodz. They might not know
yeah.
Idigo um and people like that, and they've got great stories. And I get you help me out, and I get to help you out a little bit that I can.
Yeah,
But
most definitely, most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So, do you have any shows other than um your festival? I guess in 2027 that like you're looking. Are there any like cool festivals or something you're doing this summer that you can announce?
Right now, man, I'm just building up some stuff. I
Yeah,
don't have anything lined up as far
yeah.
as show wise, actual show wise coming up right now. I will be in Boston, Massachusetts for the Elevation Project
Okay.
coming up, so I have that. Might be at Flavor Fest at the end of the year in November to do some stuff with the Rapszilla Freshman Class.
Yeah, yeah,
But in regards to like shows right now, man, I'm just building, bro. Just trying to
yeah.
connect with people, find out what's
Understood.
going on. Be able to expand my brand, bring my brand to different areas. That's really been my goal, and my goal for this year is just networking with different people, potentially having opportunities to be, to travel to different areas, to love on people, and just to allow my music to, reach people. Man, that's
Yeah,
that's really the biggest thing that I'm doing right now. So as far as shows actually booked, I don't have anything.
yeah.
I do have some business stuff going on this summer that I'm going to be working through, and going through some programs and stuff. But show wise, man, whatever comes to me, man, is what I'm really looking forward to.
For sure. Yeah. Is there like a song of yours that maybe hits like home a little, like one of your favorites, one like a lyric that has like hit different to you or stuck out to you in your music?
Man, I feel like all my music sticks out to me.
Yeah, yeah. Makes
Um,
sense.
I would say I have a song. Um, I have a song that I dropped a couple years ago. Um, it's one of my. It's actually one of my number one songs, man. It's called "I'm Free." It's
Yeah.
literally one of my number one songs. It's up almost close to 1 million streams. A million streams just on Spotify, but as a whole, it's over 1 million streams
Yeah.
across all platforms. But it's one of my favorite songs, man, because it's really a declaration that not only I said to myself, but to others that you are free from sin. You're free from things that you feel you've been bound by. The chains are no longer on you. Live in freedom. Live knowing that you should not be ashamed of things that you've done. I mean, living unashamed and being unapologetically correct in regards to the biblical text and following Christ, is nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? God has already redeemed you from that.
Yeah.
So walk in that light. You know what I'm saying? Walk in that. So that song well, I would say speaks to me the most.
That's great. That's great. And yeah, go stream. I'm free. Get him to 1 million on Spotify. uh, actually, one of your songs, like I don't even think I put it together that it was you or your feature on it. I don't even think I put it together that it was you until like this week. A song I've been bumping in my car since I got put onto Pierre is "Plan."
Plan.
Yeah, like and that song, like I'll be driving in the car and I'm like, it's one of the ones that like I'm like okay when it comes on, and then like I happen to look over at the like as I was driving this week, I happened to look over at like
The
the
names.
yeah, and I saw that it was like young Drew or nice Pierre and JWoodz, and I was like, no way.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so that's a song that I've enjoyed. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, so you talked a little bit about your music journey and your inspiration stuff like that. How would you describe your sound?
My sound.
Yeah.
I would say my sound is very versatile, man. I feel
Yep.
like I can get on just about not. I wouldn't say I can get on just about anything,
Yeah.
but anything with hip hop, trap, uh, I'm really versatile in. I've been working a lot on like my sound right now, or the music I've been working on that I've been listening to. I call it like my mature sound.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, kind of the process of like a lot of boom bap style sounds, really getting cool in the sense of like really, you know, putting a lot of effort into my bars, putting a lot of effort into what I'm talking about, where every single bar has essence, not just kind of, you know, trying to show off my skills. You know, I feel
Yeah.
like I've done that enough to show how I can rap. Like, okay, this kid can rap, right?
Yeah.
Now it's more like I want people to really get closer into like who I am as JWoodz, as Jordan, as my, you know, as me being a father, a husband, you
Yeah.
know, going through different stuff that I've gone through in life. And I've showed that a lot in throughout the years with some of my music, especially my album I dropped and some singles that I dropped over the years. But I really feel like this season I'm in now is just kind of like my grown man era per se. You
Yeah.
know, like, you know, like this is the side of me that you're gonna get for a little bit of like just like vibing with me at this point. I'm going to give you a vibe, you know what I mean? And you're going to, everything I'm saying is going to hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really kind of where I'm at right now. So I would say that my sound is very versatile. I have a very unique sound. I don't think I sound like anybody else, which is really cool. I don't want to be a copycat. And
Yep.
if I never blow, or if God never puts me in a position to where he gives me the world, I'm okay, because I know I didn't do it
Mm.
off of someone else's back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or I didn't try to mimic something in the world to give somebody a different version of that. I don't know, man. I have mixed emotions about a lot of the people that I'm starting to find out in the industry, that it's like, yo, like, where's the originality? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's your sound? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a SoundCloud rapper that blew up 5, 6 years ago, that CHH is now finally catching up to the sound and
Yeah.
doing it now, and everyone's loving it. Like, and I get every demographic is different and every city is different, you know. And if that's the sound that your city's used to, by all means, go out and do it, but make it your own. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's really where I'm at. No shade to nobody. I'm not saying that to be shameful, or
Oh
like
yeah.
saying you're not talented. But for me, you know, for my music, I have to be true to myself and be passionate about the art of why I do what I do and
Yeah.
where it came from. So yeah, man, like, if you like my music, cool. If not, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
Move on to the next person. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah, it's great. I watch a lot of No Big Deal and John Keith streams where they react to people's music and they're like, "Yo, we don't need
There's some
another so
goofballs,
and
bro. They're goofballs, bro.
yeah." Especially John Keith.
Well, he's known for that. That's his persona, bro. That's what he has to do that. It has to be done.
Yeah, I mean the amount of times that like almost every time I jump in, like he goes to the bathroom and leaves his mic on, and like the first time I heard it, I cried laughing. I'm not gonna lie, like he was talking to the mic while peeing, and No Big Deal had no idea, and not every time it's still funny, but that man is just.
He's out of control, bro.
But yeah,
He's off his ringer.
they'll always say like, "Hey, we don't need a Christian version of this. Like, we don't need another Christian cart. We don't need another Christian Playboy Cardi.
Cardi. Yeah.
We don't need that. Like, make your music. Like, yeah. So, it's cool to be like, hey, you like this? You listen to a lot of Kendrick? Well, try this guy. Or like, you like a lot of this like you like that general sound? Well, try this guy to get people like
It
off
don't
of.
last long, bro. It don't last
No,
long,
yeah,
man.
for
It's
sure.
just a phase. It's just a phase, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
but
it can't sustain. Like, I we don't have to get too far into it, man.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I learned a lot about the industry and how it works, bro. And it's like, you have to have a whole package as an artist
yep,
to make it. It's not just making a dope song. You gotta, like, even though I know we're Christians and we're doing it for Christ, it's still business.
yeah,
There's still a business side to it all, and there's still a way you have to carry yourself.
mm-hmm.
And you don't have the whole package, bro. Like, you ain't getting nowhere. Like, it comes all the way down to like your image, how
Yep,
you look, how you carry yourself. What does your music align with what you're talking about? Is it true? Is it really what you're living? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
are you able to find an audience? Because if you don't have any of that, you can't sell.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to sell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that, like, if I can't put you in front of people and sell you to the next person, like, you're not, like, I can't do nothing with you. You sound dope. You can rap. Don't get me wrong. You're fire.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it takes to really make it in this industry. Is like I just saw a post that Derek Minor and Paris Carriz posted, and Proper Excel posted it, and he was like, a lot of artists always tell me, I just want to make music and fall and blow up on my dreams. And it's like, what? Like, there's more to it than that. You
Yeah.
don't understand the business side. You don't understand what it takes to do that. Like, it's not just making a dope song and then hoping you'll blow. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, some people get those, like, moments where they can blow that way, but it's a phase if the music is not sellable. Like, if you make a dope song that sounds dope, can you actually make records? You know what I mean? Can you actually make a song? Rapping is one thing, but can you actually put that rap into a real good song to where it's quality and it's timeless?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just sound like what's going on TikTok right now, how far are you gonna make it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How far are you gonna make it? People are gonna get tired of you know, hearing this, this new wave sound of, like, hip hop that just sounds like, trap. Not trap. Sounds like, what's the word I'm trying to use? The UK sound. What is it called? The drill music.
Yeah. Drill.
Like,
Yeah.
it don't last long. You know what I mean? It does not
Yeah.
last long. And it just, anyways, we can get off that
Yeah.
subject, bro. But
No, I feel you. Like, even in the secular music, like that, like mumble rap 2016 SoundCloud style, like had a lot of guys blow up, and then like there was a guy from my hometown who Little Skies, like grew, we're from the same area, and like so I was paying attention to him blowing up and getting huge, but he had the same similar sound to a lot of other people that you haven't heard from him since like 2018.
yeah,
And like, uh, so yeah, you definitely need to build that brand for yourself, um, and yeah, making it to, uh, for Jesus, like see Jesus come a long way. It's not that one of the biggest gripes I have with Christian media is like the South Park skit of like, whoa, you already have a built-in audience, so you can make subpar like movies. You can make subpar rap because the Christians are going to listen to you anyway because it's Christian. And I think we've gone away from that for the most part. Like, there's
hmm
actually some good music in CHH now, and yeah. So I think, and like we're seeing that like with smoke or with not well smoke fest, but with uh rolling loud and
hmm
swaying and on radar picking up these guys and like seeing like people listen to them because their music's good and
yeah,
now hearing
yeah.
the gospel, so that's great. As we wrap up, any last things you want to shout out? Look, obviously go listen to Love Familia tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. I don't have anything really,
Yeah.
man. Just want to encourage, if anyone's ever watching this or an artist or whatever, you have a dream, just keep following it,
Yeah.
keep pushing forward. Don't let the naysayers tell you can't.
Hmm.
I didn't know that I would get this far where I'm at, and I'm still climbing. I don't know all the answers.
Yeah.
I don't have all of the things. I might have seen a little shine. I might have got a few cosigns throughout the years that have been doing this, but that's still not enough in regards to what God has for me. I know God has so much more for me, and if I stay faithful and committed to the work that God has put in me, God is going to really be glorified through it. So I just keep going. Whoever you are, keep going.
For sure. Well, one of the things I like to do to end these podcasts is to end it in prayer. So,
Yeah,
if you, let's pray.
yeah, man. Let's do it.
Dear God, I just thank you for today, and I thank you for JWoodz, and I thank you for his story, Lord. I thank you that he's using the talents that you've given him to reach you, and that what Rapzilla means so much to him is that it puts him on another platform to reach people for you and to plant those seeds. Lord, I pray that you continue to bless his journey and the plans you have for him, Lord. Uh, just continue to bless him and let him reach people, Lord. And put his music on when someone needs to hear that music. Just find a way to get his music in front of them when they need to hear that music. Lord, I thank you for the song coming out tonight, La Familia, and the heart behind it, and the fact that family means everything, uh, and that you are our heavenly Father, and that we need to stay in relationship with you, and you want to have a relationship with us. I pray all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks so
Man.
much.
Most